2, 1, go.
Edge Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is Wayne Brown at Edge Radio Australia with the Talkie Talkie show. And I have a very special guest with me tonight, a man who's very shy, not used to the public eye.
Not at all.
And, anyway.
You couldn't even keep a straight face.
I know.
I appreciate the effort, though. Mate. I really do.
It's always worth a try.
It is.
So some of you will probably recognise him. Some of you will probably recognise his voice. And if you don't, he is the man, the legend, almost the myth, almost.
Very much the myth, mate. After what you just said, absolutely the myth, yeah.
Okay. So normally every other Tuesday I have a guest on.
Yep.
And you'll have noticed we are back in the studio now, as it is. And I normally have a guest on to talk about whatever, but I wanted to make today a little bit interesting because something I've wondered for a while is I saw a photo a while ago, which at some point will pop up on the screen for the people that are streaming it. And it made me think about the various challenges and thought processes that must have gone through Aaron's mind. And that's what I wanted to explore tonight because I'm intrigued.
You're intrigued.
I'm intrigued. Right. So first of all, do you want to introduce yourself for the three people that probably don't know you?
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm an alcoholic. I'm not.
Hi, Aaron.
Oh, no, I don't like a quitter. No, I'm Aaron. I'm the founder of Edge Radio Australia. It's an absolute pleasure and an honour to be in that role. With the amazing team that we have here. I've been in broadcasting for a very long time. In fact, a gentleman came in today a young fella who was trying to get into the game, and he was explaining to me that I got into the game the same time his dad was born. So thanks for that, mate. It stung a little bit, but no, it's all good. But funny enough, it's interesting. I've just given myself a segue because the young fellow who came in here today wants to get into broadcasting, wants to get into radio and podcasting and so forth.
Yep.
And that's actually why Edge started in the first place, because of somebody who couldn't actually get a position on radio. So there we are. So so winding the clock back, it started Edge. We're now in effectively our fourth studio, and this one will be we'll be here for a very long time.
Our forever home.
I think so. My word, we're certainly building the infrastructure and so forth to be here forever. But yeah, we started in a bedroom in my my old house because literally a radio station I used to work with, a community radio station, wouldn't let a 16-year-old on the air, and he was so keen and so talented.
Are you talking about yourself here? Or?
No. Just, when I was 16, I had other ideas. But I say that, and I got into radio at 18, so pretty close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, this young fella couldn't get heard, couldn't get seen, and the board of the station I was with stopped us from putting him on air. It was just ridiculous. It was just very childish, actually.
What, they wanted him to work his way up through the ranks? Or
they were talking about he had to have somebody there to show for him. No, he can walk in. He didn't have to drive.
Chaperone.
Thank you. That's what I'm searching for. So that's the talkie.
I do have uses.
The Talkie Talkie show is very helpful. But yes, he needed some help. Apparently with having somebody there to look after him and babysit him effectively. And he just didn't need that. And I thought, no, look, this is no good. Another young fella, he was just turned 18, was having the same thing. So I said, well, screw this. I've got a lot of equipment from being in the industry myself and other endeavors I've been in. So I had a spare bedroom at home. We sort of stripped it out and turned it into a studio, and we set it up. It was never supposed to be anything but for these guys to practice so they could learn the game a little bit and then become announcers, and then with that experience go to another station and move on.
Okay, so this is stuff I didn't realise. So I'm glad I'm asking about this. So you've set this station up in your bedroom.
Yep.
They come in. Is it being broadcast, or are they just practicing getting all the timing and flicking the switches and all of that?
When it first started, literally it was just about flicking the switches and knowing your cues and
dry running it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
okay.
Getting the techniques down. And I was very lucky. Many years ago I went to the Western Australian Academy of Radio, so I've got the qualifications, if you like. Although, let's face it, you don't need them. You really don't need them. It's just a nice certificate. That's about all.
Looks good on the wall.
It does. It does. But I'm very glad. I learned a lot, and I met a lot of amazing people. I got mentors for myself back in those days, which was really positive. And because of all of that, I wanted to be a mentor to these guys and give them the opportunity. Because, I mean, I'll give you an example of how sometimes radio works. I mean, I got a job with DMG Radio, and DMG is massive. It's the owner of Nova. Okay, well, now they've changed the whole name, but back then. And I remember once where I literally went on air. I went into the studio, and don't get me wrong, I had a little bit of radio experience, but I had radio experience, but not on those systems, completely different computers, things I'd never seen before. And they just go, "Oh, you'll be right, mate. Yeah, you just go for it." And then you hang on, like, I'm about to go talk to 100,000 people, and I don't know which button to press. You know,
let us tie these bricks to your feet and push you into the pool.
Much.
Yeah.
So that's exactly how I had to learn from there. As I say, lucky I did have some experience, but and I was able to kind of work it out for myself and wing it quite well. But I didn't want those guys to go through that. So I thought, hey, let's get you used to the systems and stuff. And then after a very short amount of time, because I'm incapable of sort of sitting still, we were broadcasting and things took off from there.
So what made the shift from just helping some people and doodling around with what you know to actually being a proper station? What was the catalyst behind
the
that?
mighty cough, 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 my friend.
No, I had a feeling that was
yes. Okay, I don't know if anyone remembers, but yeah, apparently someone had the flu back in 2020, 19 and 20, yeah. And kind of the world stopped because of it. And I could sit here and I can take the whole hour and tell you all the story of how it all happened. But the reality is politics got involved. West Australian politicians with far too much power were really pushing and controlling community and, for that matter, commercial stations. When COVID was going on...
so they were doing the community stations as well?
Oh, mate, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise that one. Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
100%.
Okay.
So they were pushing the stations around. And to give you an idea, I mean, in my case, I was literally pushed out of the position of operations manager of a radio station because of the fact that I wouldn't play the game. I wouldn't actually get pushed over by them. So, literally in my case, a prominent West Australian politician got involved, and they gave me the hard time. And I thought, well, in a nutshell, screw you. I'm not here to sell a fear and control of people. I want people to have free speech, which I've got other reasons for as well, other parts of my life. And I thought, no. Look, here's an opportunity. Let's turn this negative into a positive. Let's go and give the everyday Australian a voice, an ability to come in, not be censored, not to be told what to say, what not to say, because I had that in commercial radio, mate. That's the problem.
Yeah. You've told me that in conversations where they go, this is what you're allowed to say, this is what you can't.
Yeah, absolutely. And one radio station in Perth that I was dealing with literally had lawyers sitting in one room. I mean, I just couldn't get over that to control what you were saying. So, no, the control of free speech is absolutely off the charts when it comes to radio and TV in Australia. And I just thought, no, this is not how we're going to do it. We're going to do it this way.
So you started off with a really altruistic sort of reason for doing it.
I think so.
And probably a fun reason too.
Lots of fun, mate. No doubt about that.
And then you suddenly got an injection of very intense emotions where you just went, you know what? I've got access to something. I've got abilities, skills, connections that I can utilise and actually do something with it. Now, we were talking just a moment ago how I've got enough content, I can probably have my own radio station. And I have toyed with it.
I'll give you a hand, mate.
But I know watching you that it does take a lot of effort. And I know there are people that would like to have their own radio show. And some of them may be listening to this where they have like a particular genre of music that might not be, regularly played and have a good avenue. If they were looking at doing that, what sort of steps would they need? Because I know you can just download an app and suddenly you're live. But obviously there's a lot more involved.
Well, it depends how far you want to go. I mean, you could set yourself up in a bedroom, with a decent mic, a laptop, and away you go, and a few odds and sods, a little mixer, and you could literally run your own radio station. But are you, right? And I'm certainly not criticising people who do that, because that's a great sort of first step.
Yes.
Then it becomes, obviously, it steps up and becomes a commercial enterprise, and you've got far more things and responsibilities to.
So that's where you've then got to register it and all of that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. There's licenses and there's fees. Oh my God, there's fees.
Oh, everyone's got to get their cut.
Yeah, everyone's got to get a cut. There's so many fees. And actually funny if you say that about the it annoys me greatly that the artists get such a small cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people who get the biggest cut, it's actually the government. Yeah. Which kind of drives me batty. So yeah, look, for me, we just decided, let's drag it out of the bedroom. Got a couple of extra mates involved who are just fantastic. And we just all put it all together. So I mean, I had the experience on the on-air side and the system side and what kind of carry on. I had no idea on technical side. I mean, really, I was pretty much on my own on that one. But thank goodness I had people in my corner that could step up and that. So yeah.
Okay, so you had the gift of the gab. You just needed people that could be behind the scenes. And
yeah, exactly. I mean, that was a problem. Much like the fact that the cleaners decided to come and
we keep it real here.
We do keep it real. Well, obviously we're doing this podcast a little bit impromptu, so yeah, mate. Look, I think it just for Edge it's been different. We've been a collective of friends and colleagues who have put our collective, individual talents together, really, and made it happen. And that's been the big difference. I think we've never looked at it as a commercial entity. I mean, don't get me wrong, it has to be to an extent. You've got to keep the lights on. But at the same time, I think we've kept it very, very pure. And I think the big part of keeping it pure is because you invite people in or people come your way and you don't micromanage people. You let them have, use their own free will and their own intelligence.
Well, you've let me just basically do what I want.
There you go. And how great is it?
I love it. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I love what the shows that you do, mate. It's a great thing because, okay, over how many years have we listened to such polished, radio and TV, which is all just so controlled. I love having the conversations that we'll have at a barbecue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing I've learned doing my podcasts, because when I was recording them, I was always pre-recorded and then you send them out and they're like, and then you've got to edit it and take out all your bits and that. And I'm like, I'm too bloody lazy to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I also wanted to keep it real.
Yeah.
Because, with my show, I've made the occasional gaffe.
You have just,
stuff up or I'm busy running around doing something and forget the music's on and suddenly stops. But I want it to be real.
I agree.
I don't want people to be thinking, oh, they sound really smooth. I want them to go, no, these people are real. They're just like us. And because
we are just like us. That's exactly right. No, everybody in the entire world, we put our pants on one leg at a time. Nobody's particularly different or special.
Well, it depends how much I've been drinking the night before. I might try both at once.
Yeah, I'll give it a crack. Why not? But we are. And like the human experience is something we all experience. And I think that putting yourself on a pedestal or put other people on a pedestal, just don't. It's like, celebrities and stuff. I mean, we're talking today about, I'm very lucky. I've met some amazing people.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. And they're just normal people.
They are. They just do extraordinary things. Yeah. And it's lovely to talk to them about it. But even about comfort and stuff and having comfortable conversations that aren't fake. We're sitting here in a couple of old couches, comfy as, right? And that was an original
probably concept. A little too comfy. I keep sliding down.
Yeah, have a little bit of a nap here. But I actually took this concept to a former radio station before, and they just were so frightened by it. Because and I'll tell you where the idea came from. We had a rock band come in that I'd gone and seen live, right? And they were awesome. They were really cool. And the lead singer was jumping off the stage. He was like climbing on the bar. He was wild. I loved it. Okay. And then we got into the studio and we sat there at the desk, sort of traditional radio setup. And, most radio studios, people don't realize this, probably looking, behind us. Most of them are very grey and dull.
Yeah.
They really are. And so, you sit in there and it's not a very inspiring place to be. So what I found is with this particular guy, his personality just disappeared. And I thought, after what I saw last weekend at the gig,
the old stage persona.
Yeah. So I said to the radio station, hey, a couple of old couches. We'll give them a couple of quiet drinks before we start, loosen everybody up and have a more casual feel about it. And they're like, oh, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Okay. So I said, all right, okay, we'll forget about the alcohol. We won't do that. But how about the concept? We've got everything. We can make this happen. And they didn't want to do it. So again, I just thought, well, with all the other things coming and lining up or not lining up, more to the point, I decided, let's go.
Yeah, and it's strange because even something as simple as that makes it feel more relaxed.
It's totally different. It's totally different. I'll give you a bit of a picture of a part of my radio career from many years ago. So many years ago, I was working in Bunbury for Hot FM and Radio West. And when I was in there, I felt like a battery hen because I went and did breakfast in one room, and then I literally go out and grab a muffin, and then go into the next room, and I'd be in Bunbury, from 6 o'clock till 9, for argument's sake, and then I'd be in Albany from 9 till 12. You in these small little grey rooms, you did feel like a battery hen, and for something that radio to me, it's theatre of the mind, right? So it should be creative, it should be energetic, it should be fun, and I didn't think that was not a place that I could have fun and be myself. So that's again why things look the way they do, and why, I mean, if you've ever been to our studios, you'll see that they're pretty vibrant everywhere, like, not just in the podcast studio.
Yeah, they're certainly not normal.
No, they're not.
Which is cool, because I like not normal.
No, normal's dull. Don't want that. So yeah, I think I think this makes it a more creative place. And when I say creative, I mean honest. Yeah, real.
Okay, so when you started, was it just music? Was it talk? Was it a mix? Did you have like we do now, where it's just predominantly music with shows dotted throughout? Or
look, it's that's a really good question. It was predominantly music to start with, and the guys practicing. Really, that's what it came down to. And then
so this is obviously digital. You're not going old school and mixing the vinyl in.
No. I'd like to. That'd be cool. I do remember that. I'm old enough to have done that. But I mean, when I literally started radio, there was a thing called a cart wall. It had all the ads on the wall, and they were cassette sort of things, cartridges.
Oh, far out. Yeah, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But gee, I'm really aging myself, aren't I? Shh. But I started at the age of 2. All right. Okay, just that's fine. And where am I going on this, mate?
We're talking about the vibrancy and the music, and where you're mixing shows in. And...
So, but what I've wanted to do for a very long time was give people a voice. Okay, so because I think that in today's media, the everyday person just doesn't have a voice. You get this curated, you get this fake story. I mean, look, honestly, and I don't want to make this political, but you watch the news, whatever the news tells you, just do the opposite. Okay, because it's just rubbish. It's just propaganda. It's just lies. It's there to sell a product, whether the product be, a soft drink or a political party. It's a product. They're selling it, and I didn't want that. I mean, I want to support businesses. I absolutely want to promote good businesses and good people that have good ethics. But I think that in this day and age, we want to have stories. We want to talk to people and hear their stories. So that to me is like a big thing. So Edge evolved quite quickly from that to when we built our next studios, and I'll give a big thank you to Roscoe, an awesome fellow who in the early days, he did the timber work and helped, well, when I say helped, did the majority of building the studios, which was just great, mate. And we had this, I mean, you went to the original studios, the second studios in Wangara. And you felt so good in there. You really did. And I think that, that's a big part of it. So I liked the fact that people could come in, sit down, be comfortable, tell their story, whether it be on the couches, whether it be in the radio studio, either way, just be you. We're so sick of fake. So everything, these days, so much of the world is fake. Your food's fake, your relationships fake. Everything's
it's on social media, isn't it? It's everything's curated and filtered, and
that's right. So to be real, that's all I want.
Okay, so you're starting up. You've now made it authentic. You're legit.
Legit. I've gone straight. Look at that. Yeah.
So you've got the show running. You're trying to come up with shows to put in it.
Yep.
Obviously, people stumble upon your website, or were you running a website back then?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
But, it wasn't really the stumbling thing. We actually found people approaching us more than anything else. So, which was a great thing early on, and I think that's probably why things accelerated a bit. because maybe even quicker than we were really ready for, which is a great thing. You know, you'll bite off more than you can chew and chew like hell. So yeah, no, we were getting approached by businesses. We were being approached by people who've got, you know, stories to tell, and we still do every single day. So no, it kind of happened organically, and also there was a shift in me on a personality kind of front, where I used to be very, very, very cynical about, and very much, just very cynical about like a lot of the health and wellness stuff, and a lot of the airy fairy stuff, and the things that sort of the other side of society, if you like, where I kind of woke up to myself and realized, oh, hang on, this is a lot more real and a lot more relevant than I thought. You know, I can't just live in this kind of logical sort of brain, and kind of embrace that stuff. So a lot of that stuff kind of came our way just organically, I guess.
Right.
And I've really enjoyed that.
Yeah, because I know, having known you now for quite a number of years, that there have been some very interesting characters that have come in and been on the show. And I've had a few of them on my show already, and I'm looking forward to having more and more. And as we were discussing before we went to air, that everyone has an interesting story to tell, you know,
That's
whether
right.
they're famous or not, everyone's got an interesting story. Who are the people that you've had on over the years that you've been operating that you've gone, oh my God, I'd like to have another 10 people like that?
As far as presenters or individual stories?
Let's go both.
Okay. I can't pick a favorite child. So that's not going to happen. As far as presenters, I mean, we've had some wonderful presenters, just amazing. And everybody's so different that no, I couldn't pick.
Okay, so which ones have inspired you to go, I'm glad I did this?
Anyone who's inspired me, who's come through adversity and has come out the other side and turned that negative into a positive. That is the secret to my life, if you like. It's not much of a secret, but I've had a lot of adversity. I've known a lot of people with adversity, and turning the old frown upside down and actually turning it into something positive is key to everything that I do. Right. So when I see people who do that, okay, I'm going to give you, because I'm not going to pick favourites, but I'll definitely tell you about a story of one of our announcers. We used to have an announcer here, Drew Geldert.
Yep.
Right. Now, Drew came to me. He'd just been on an expose thing on Channel 9, where they'd done a big story on him. He'd grown up on the wrong side of the tracks. A horrible upbringing. Something I wouldn't want to go through, and I won't go through all the details, but all the stuff that you don't want in your life. And anyway, he'd ended up, getting on the wrong side of things. He'd ended up getting involved with motorcycle clubs. He ended up becoming a drug dealer. Just all these things that are really, really heavy. Now, eventually, he went to jail. All right, and now, for most people who go through that path, they end up becoming quite hard. They follow that path, and it makes it, they go further down that sort of,
rather than getting rehabilitated.
Spot on.
Yeah.
And the thing with Drew is one of the most inspiring human beings I've ever met in my entire life.
I think I've only met him once or twice, but
fantastic fella.
You can sense something about him.
Yeah. So the fact is, he turned everything around. Okay, when he was in prison, rather than go, oh gee, I'm in prison, I'm just going to dwell on that. He went out, re-educated himself. He learned all of these new skills. He got all of these different qualifications. And when he came out, he's a completely different man. So for because I have a thing about myself. Like, if you've lived with a silver spoon in your mouth and you've never had adversity and everything's all been perfect, guess what? I'll tell you how much credibility you've got. You've got about as much as Anthony Albanese, okay? Right? That's the level of credibility, right? Fire the lie. Right? But I can't stand that. And it doesn't mean that I want to hang around with people who've, had a really, really tough time. I don't chase it, I guess. But I have a lot more love and a lot more faith and a lot more desire to spend time with people who have had hard things happen to them and have bounced back. I judge people. Okay, really bad thing. You shouldn't judge people. I do, right? I judge people on the way they get up. And
absolutely.
The people who get up, they're the people I want in my corner. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, it's like they say, if you're an alcoholic, the best person to help you through it's another ex-alcoholic.
No doubt
because they understand the journey. They've walked the walk. So
I know what you mean. So that's kind of how I see it. Shall I throw a picture up, mate?
Yeah, go on. For the
Okay,
people
shall I
that
do
are
that?
streaming, give them a laugh.
Okay, let's have a look. Have a laugh. So I threw a couple of pictures online of. Okay, so I'm going to show you the first studio fridge. There we go. Boom, boom, boom.
So talk us through
Mm.
what you've got there, because you
All
said
right.
that you had some of the equipment when you went to set this up because of your various things that you've done over the
Sure.
years.
Yep.
So what were you able to utilize there?
Okay.
And what did you have to get in to be able to make it functional?
Right. Okay. I'm really crazy sentimental about things. So I actually have my first microphone that I ever bought, that I bought in 1989.
Wow.
Yeah. And I still use it to this day. It's beautiful. Sure, Mike. I love it.
Oh,
love it,
can't
love
go
it,
wrong
love it.
with a
Can't go wrong.
Shure.
Okay. So I had that, cabling, all that sort of carry on. I had a really nice quality mixer, controller, which was
So just for the people that may not understand, what's a mixer?
okay.
Because most people think, what, Coke with your rum? No.
No, Scotch only and never mix.
No, I know.
No, come on. Ice is the only thing that's allowed. But yeah, okay. So a mixer is, look, when you see the things where they've got the faders in and out, the volumes up and down, and that sort of thing, that's a mixer.
Right.
And there's all sorts of industry things, you know, people call them consoles, some people call them desks, there's all sorts of.
So basically controlling the audio signal as it goes out.
So what you've got is you've got many levels coming in, or lines coming in rather, and you can adjust the levels, whether they be microphones, whether they be CD players, whether they be a computer, whatever that happens to be. It brings it all together, and you can adjust the levels. So I had a couple of those. Of different types,
as you do.
As you do. Yeah. So, I love good equipment. So I like to hoard it a little bit. And then so I had that. I had a little cheap computer. I had a ridiculously huge music library. I had 140.
I should hope so. If you've been in music for a while.
Yeah. So I had about I know the figure. I had 144,000 songs. So
that's not too shabby.
It wasn't too bad. So that was a good little starting point. And then, look, I basically got another computer there, so we ran the two. Very, very minimal stuff. Went onto Marketplace, the old desk that you can see there on Marketplace. It was, I think I paid $60 for it, something like that. Big spender. I just changed the picture there. I had the popper stopper. Well, the popper stopper is the thing that stops you from pop.
The plosives.
Yes, because I can be a bit pop.
Yes.
So that's what we had, and it was did the job. It was great, and it was certainly great for the guys to learn. And we sort of step up from there, and we moved on. And
so the software that we use now, is that the same one there, or were you sort of still experimenting and working out what?
Totally experimenting back in those days.
Right.
Yeah. So and then we fell onto the software that actually a friend recommended it. We did a bit of a study and tried to find out what was the most suitable. So the commercial ones that I'd used in the past, some of them are really complicated, and I thought, no, look, we want to keep this, because by this stage.
So these are ones that are designed for like really top notch, but it's just like over engineered for what you were trying to do.
Most of the mixes, right, will have, they're very impressive. They look great. There's like 20 lines coming in. They're huge and all that sort of carry on, and you end up using about 3 or 4 of them. Okay, and the rest just collects dust.
Right.
So I just wanted to find something that would suit and do what we needed to do, and that's exactly what we did. So pared it down, made it nice and simple, got more simple software that was more intuitive to use. Like, as I say, that experience that I had early, where I went from I was using RCS with one particular radio station, I went to another radio station that uses this completely different system.
So there's not even like an industry standard?
Oh, no.
Oh,
well, RCS is the most popular, but was back in those days. And then I went to Prop, and Prop's just like, just does my head in. It's horrible.
Okay.
So, I wanted the system we use to be user-friendly, because I want people to feel comfortable to use it. I don't want everyone.
Well, if you've got the average Joe coming in that's never had experience in a radio station like I did when I started, and it's very much of okay, click here, do this, do that. Oh, okay. Wow, I can actually do this.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, it looks daunting, but once you cut down to the basics, it's no biggie. Yeah.
Okay, so I know you get approached by people to do shows, which is how we initially met.
Yep.
Through a mutual friend.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to do a show about relationships.
I know, yes.
And that's what I was coaching at
I
the
just
time.
wanted therapy, okay? That's all I wanted.
Yeah, I know. You saved how much?
Thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars. Yes, as someone who is I don't know, I mean, let's face it, not terribly lucky in love, we'll call it that, made some very poor decisions. No, and I want other people not to have the experience that I did. I want people to have better experiences. So I wanted a relationship show, and hence, there you go.
Yeah, and that was good fun. I really enjoyed doing that. Yeah. And if anyone's looking for it on the interweb, all about relationships.
It is
so
awesome.
If you type that in and my name, Wayne Brown, you'll find it on there.
So there you go. So I mean, that's how a lot of the shows sort of came forward, and we get approached all the time for shows. Some I think pretty much most are suitable. Some need a bit of a tweak, and then you tweak them on the run as well. So yeah.
So if you could have an ideal lineup of shows to fit in with the theme of Edge and what you envisage for it in the future, what sort of shows would you like? Just in case there's someone listening who goes, "Oh, I could talk about that."
Yep. Okay. Absolutely. So my perfect sort of scenario would be, look, I want money, politics, I want relationships, I want health and wellness, I want spiritual stuff as well. I want stuff that looks after both genders individually as far as mental health. Look, sport, absolutely. Motorsport particularly. Little bit biased in that world. So, I mean, that's a bit of an idea. And you don't also, you've got, say for argument's sake, I'll use motorsport as a silly example.
Yeah.
We don't just have to have one. We could actually have a couple of different shows because different perspective, different sport.
Absolutely.
All that, okay? So you can specialize more that way. And that goes with all those other things. But I want people to, as I said before, like with me and the airy-fairy stuff that I had no interest in, I think that I really missed out a lot in life because I didn't open myself to that. So I want people, when I say health and wellness, I'm talking about health and wellness, not in a just truly a physical sense. I'm sort of, again, talking on a spiritual and a personal level and a relationship level and all that.
Yep. Yeah. Well, there's a lot involved in that.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. So where do you think this will be in 10 years' time?
Oh,
I mean, obviously still here.
We'll still be here. So we're building right now. So we're actually using a temporary setup at the moment because we are literally building all around us. It's absolutely amazing what's coming together here. It is huge. So 200 square meter place. It's quite the radio studio. It's, what do I see? I see the coming together of what we do, which we do something quite unique here. So we go out on FM, we go out on app, we go out on through the website, we go out through social media. There's so many different ways we do, and also it's interactive. Like for argument's sake, I'm looking at the screen right now. Some people have made comments from other places that I can't actually see, and I've been naughty. Look at that, I owe a carton because there we go. Phone went off.
I shouldn't speak because mine's not on silent either.
I know exactly who that is. So, I think, what do I say? I see so many things here. I see the fact that we'll be able to do all of these things. And I also want to be able to, again, mentor young people, have young people coming in. I want, like, okay, I've said to many people here, come here, learn your craft. I might love you to death, but I can't wait to see the back of you because I want you to go on to bigger and better things. I want it to be a stepping stone. And sometimes I guess maybe this will be the ultimate stepping stone for some people, but I want people to come along to learn how to be producers for video, for audio, for all that, the behind the scenes stuff. So I can see that all
That'd be
coming
pretty
down.
cool.
Yeah. I just see us doing everything we're doing now, but bigger with more people involved and more people learning and more people expressing and more people being heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if people are listening to this, like I said, if they have an idea or they want to do a show or something, which, by the way, do it if you're thinking of doing it, because I know when I first started doing the All About Relationships, at first I was a little bit, am I going to run out of things to talk about? And it was amazing. We just always, at the end of a show, I'd be like, well, there's another 3 things I can talk about. And it just never seemed to run out. I could have kept going that for ages.
People don't realise how fascinating people's lives are.
Mm.
They really don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was only just doing dating and relationships
Yeah.
with a little bit of conflict.
Yeah.
But each of those could be branched out
Of
into
course it
full shows.
Yeah.
So if anyone's thinking of doing a show and you've got knowledge and expertise that people would benefit from, absolutely contact this fellow. And
Yeah, you know what? And something you probably don't know, we've kind of discussed a couple of times. But I mean, even a couple of weeks ago, somebody in a shopping centre came up to me and was talking about our show that we used to do and the advice they got from you, mate.
really,
So yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah. So there you go. You're very big in Coles in the Swan Valley, mate. There we go.
Go me.
But it's a nice thing. It is a nice thing
Oh,
to know that you're
absolutely.
touching lives, right?
Yeah, I love those moments where you see someone who you've just had a little throwaway comment or something you've observed or something
Yeah.
like that, and someone gets that and goes, "Oh, that's just what I needed to hear."
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. You might have heard it 1,000 times before, but you've got to be in the right place, the right person saying
Absolutely.
it. Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of really great positive things happening, and I mean, I love it. I really love it. I'm so passionate about it. I think we're changing a lot of lives here, and as I say, you know, I think that now, especially with the newer facilities, the bigger facilities, all of that, we can take more people on. You know, where we're not restrained as well. So, and for also completely left of field on this one, businesses. Okay, here's something like promoting your business. Wow, I mean, it's just a brilliant way because you get the radio, you get the podcast, all of that.
Absolutely.
And in a world right now where, like, if you're talking about sort of some of the bigger stations where you've got to have these massive amounts of money to actually buy in, if you like.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, you're not targeting your marketing, all of that. It means that the small businesses, okay, the mum and dad businesses don't get a
lot
in
tougher.
anymore. Yeah. So it gives everybody an opportunity.
Yeah. And, you know, most of the businesses we promote on here, I know the people.
Yeah.
So they're all people you go, you know what, I'd trust them implicitly. So absolutely, I'd do business with them.
We build relationships. Like some of the businesses that we do deal with, I didn't know about them before. I've got no experience about them, you know, and we've got a new advertiser coming on very soon, which has got a product which I've never heard of before. I tried. Oh, it's so good. So good. I'm keeping quiet. But
there's a little teaser for everyone, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
It made me feel pretty good. So I was happy with that. Yeah. And you know, that's a product they're trying to break into the market, and it's difficult to do so. So it's nice to be able to do it in a sort of a cost-effective and targeted way for people. Yeah.
Excellent. I don't know how much time we've got.
I don't know, mate. Because you know, would you like me to show up? Seeing I've got the thing in front of me, I'm going to put some photographs.
Let's do it. 20 minutes.
Shall I throw some photographs up?
Yeah. Go on.
Okay.
Embarrass us.
Why not? Okay.
So put that on silent while I'm thinking of it.
Except before you get caught out on it. All right. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this picture here. Okay. So this is a picture from our last year that we had in Wangara.
Yep.
And the lovely ladies, of course, from The One Thing. There we go. Lisa and Leanne.
That was another good show.
Fantastic show. Really enjoyed that. So that's another picture there. The studios that Travis took this incredible photo. I've got to just tell him. I mean, come on, like, talk it up. It's a great picture. So thank you for that. We also do events as well. Here we will be doing events inside, but we've had some great sort of events that, like, okay, our Bogan trivia night, mate. I mean, that was pretty special. So I'll bring up a picture of that. There we go. It's a lot of fun. Like, you're part of the family here, you know?
Yeah.
So, we've had a lot of fun doing that. And, so I'm...
well, the other nice thing as well is when you're doing a radio show, you know there's people listening.
Yeah.
However, unless they put up a comment into a stream like this or send a message going, oh, I want you to play this song.
Yep.
A lot of the times you don't know how many people are listening. So when you do things like the Bogan Trivia,
you realise
all these people come in, you go, wow, all these people listen. And I love listening to the show.
Well, why wouldn't you?
It's a good station and a really good mix of music, if I must say so.
Yeah. Could be you, mate. I tell you what, a lot of the music comes from you. Oh, but it's funny. An embarrassing moment. Okay, so I was on a date the other day, and I'm in the front of the pub. Okay, in the building, and it's people walking past, and then they recognised me, and they were like smiling, poking faces, and like having a lot of fun. And you think, okay, how cool is that? Like, you know, you're touching people, and you're bringing a bit of happiness to their life, right? You know, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a
Yeah.
privilege.
They haven't asked for your autograph yet. But
No, they were throwing
we're
rocks,
working
but
on that.
I didn't mention that it was a drive-by. No, no. But it is nice when it happens. So, and I don't say that for any other reason, but it's again, we're touching people. We are changing opinions and lives. A lot of people, like some of the subjects we talk about politically, or I talk about politically, and some of our other hosts of many shows, we're giving a perspective that others probably haven't looked at before.
Yeah.
So it's nice to open conversation, right? So we're not talking about the weather here. We're talking about issues that really affect our lives. So, yeah.
In fact, weather's probably one of the only things we don't talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Why would you? Because we go all around the world. So, I mean, our audience is massive in America now, like as far as 40% America, 45% Australian.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Well, hello to everyone overseas.
Absolutely. So, hence we don't do the weather, because it's going
wouldn't make sense to them.
It really wouldn't. But
also we'd be talking in Celsius, and they'd be like, "Hang on, I've got to convert that."
That's right. That's a good point. I'm going to bring something up on the screen, mate, that you can't see. Is this?
No, I can see enough.
You know what this is?
I've got a feeling I know what it's going to be.
Yeah, Easter Bunny. There we go. There we go.
We do have fun.
We do have fun, mate. Absolutely, and obviously, a bit of Easter treats was it was pretty good. There you go. There's the girls from the one thing doing the same thing. I think that the thing that you could probably see with so many of these photographs, and hopefully from what we've said, is that we're having fun.
Yeah.
Right? Something that's missing out of life so much. And we take things so seriously. You know, there's so much going on in the news, and we could get all very dark about that. But even when we talk about really serious subjects, we try and do it with a bit of a smile on my face.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, and it's one thing I've learned, that no matter how horrible the situation is, you can always find something in there that's good and worthwhile. And also, conversely, no matter how good something is, there'll be something in there you've got to keep an eye on. Something that could be about to drag you down. So
true.
Life, you've got to have that balance between the two.
Yeah. Well, it's a strange thing, mate. I feel very uncomfortable, rather, because, you know, I'm used to asking the questions here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just sitting here yapping.
Okay. So, again, in a way, I was sort of trying to promote Edge as well as finding out a bit of the story, because you've told me bits of what you've done, but I've learned some more things tonight, and I'm just like, this is really cool. And it's like a lot of people, they meet me and I explain how I used to be shy and all, and they're like, no. But the problem is, and this is always the problem, people see the end result. They don't see all of that work behind it. It's like, people become an overnight success.
Yeah.
They don't see the 10 years you slogged it out.
Try 25, mate. But yeah, absolutely.
But someone's like, oh, they're an overnight success. Yeah. No, you don't just suddenly wake up one day and suddenly it happens.
That's right.
You keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So the fact that you've managed to get some of this organic growth and you've bumped into the right people, you must sometimes think, is it too good to be true? Or is it people are screaming out for that opportunity to be able to speak and be heard and hear the things that they want to hear?
Look, I'm not going to go down the negative path here, but okay, so many people who know a bit about my story know that I went through some great adversity, and I lost my freedom of speech. I literally, the court stopped me from telling the truth, right? And I'm certainly not alone on this. There's, millions and millions of us have gone through the same thing. I have gone through life, and I've been very lucky. I've been in roles where I've been able to talk to people on scale and so forth. But then I realised, no. We are absolutely all being shut up here. Okay, there's so many of us have got so much and so much valuable stuff to talk about that we want to talk about, and it's been pushed aside. So for me, there's so much to it. The drive to keep things going, the drive to keep things growing, is that drive to make sure that I can, for what I can do, right? I can have my effort at it. I don't want anybody to feel how I felt. I don't want anybody to feel the pain that I felt by having my voice taken away. So the more that you can share that with others, I think is a massively positive thing. It says it right there on the T-shirt. Freedom of speech matters. Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, look, Matika, she was very excited. Okay, look at that. She felt the earth move. Sorry.
Oh, you and your jokes. I miss
shocking.
them.
Yeah, like a hole in the head. I think that, look, the growth is great. they're building this incredible studio is great. The people who are involved in this too, and I feel like I should run off a list, but then I'm going to forget somebody and it'll get very ugly.
Oh yeah, it'd be like the old Oscars speech.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I think that we're a collective of people who are very much a family, and things are going so well. Things are hard. I mean, this is hard work. There's nothing easy about this, but nothing nothing of value comes easily.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that from some of the things I've achieved in my life. It's I had to bust my ass and confront some things and look at some truths that weren't comfortable.
Oh no.
However, when you get to the other side, you go, totally worth it.
Yep.
Totally worth it.
And it is totally worth it. Yeah, exactly. So look, I would love to. Sorry, my mind's kind of running with this. I kind of think to myself about different shows could come and all of that. It's just bloody exciting.
So if we were able to throw out a message for people, what sort of people at the moment, at this exact moment in time, would you like to come on and join as part of the team? Would you want editors? Would you want assistants? Or, what would you like? So that anyone listening goes, oh, I wouldn't mind getting that experience. And of course, you don't get paid. However, it doesn't cost you anything either. So
exactly, great point, right? Absolutely. No, well, okay, we've got all this amazing equipment, and if you wanted to learn, say, I'd love to get somebody in here who's interested in the production side of things, okay, the video production, the audio production, because we've got some great toys, and if you wanted to get into that game, I mean, so many things to play with, so many things to learn. We've got a couple of guys already who are doing exactly that. They're using this as an opportunity to pump up their CV, right? Which is a really positive thing. But they're learning skills. We're getting better at this sort of thing. Everybody lifts because of it. So I would say, if you want to get into the production, the behind the scenes stuff, sales opportunities, quite frankly. I mean, there's people there who might be trying to build a sales career. Well, we absolutely need people who will get out there and represent Edge as well. So, great opportunities for people there, which are paid positions. So, there's a lot going on, mate. Maybe I should have written some notes. Yeah, I don't do that.
Like I used to do.
Exactly.
That was always a running joke. I'd rock up and then this would be my notes.
Yeah, exactly. Right on my thimble.
Although I did a couple of times actually come in with notes, which shocked you. You were like, my God, he's actually got paper in his hand.
But, we laugh about it. But the thing is, again, it comes back to just being real, right?
Yeah, having a conversation.
Yeah, like I've had situations back many, many years ago working in commercial radio where they would come and give me a script. It's like, really? And you've got to, they want you to say things that you totally don't believe in, which just doesn't work for me. So I tend to exit the stage left if that's the case. But why would you want to represent things that you are against in life?
Well, absolutely. I mean, authenticity matters a lot because your credibility's on it, your respectability's on it, all of that stuff rides on it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like Australia right now is going through a big political change, huge, biggest in many, many years. And so many people feel frightened to talk about their opinions.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I want to have your opinions. Like I've had people in our studios before, which is clearly doesn't understand the concept of the volume down. But that I completely disagree with, like 180 degrees, completely disagree with their whole thought process. But I want to have them on because guess what? I'm not going to grow as a person without listening to different ideas.
Absolutely.
They have the right to have them, even if they might be repulsive to me. They have the right to have them. And guess what? They may say something, I may say something, and we might actually, guess what? We might come together as people. We might actually stop this conflict and
absolutely,
build something positive out of it. So that's a big part of what I see, and that when I'm talking in a first person sense, I say that, and I want that for all of our announcers. I want all of our announcers to be able to have conversations with people who challenge them, and everybody gets a little bit of personal growth out of it.
Well, that's the thing. As long as you're respectful, it doesn't matter what your opinion is. And sometimes, and I know for myself. Sometimes I've been talking to people and I'm like, oh, never actually looked at it that way. And it changes my point of view just to that bit bigger, encompasses a little more information.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
always a good thing.
I mentioned Drew earlier,
Yeah.
okay, and the adversity he'd gone through, and this is actually something you've said as well. So I stole it from two people, but I, listening to his story and where he'd come from, and he said something once, which when he first said it, okay, my eyes rolled back in my head like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I spent some time and I thought about it, and it changed my life.
Nice.
Right? Yep. Things don't happen to you; they happen for you. Right? And yes, I said you've said that as well. It's true.
I know.
Okay.
It's a hard one to swallow.
Oh,
but
that's right. And and before we were talking about our shows about relationships, and you've got to be real. You've got to go back and go, oh yeah, I made that mistake. And just own it. Because
Absolutely.
if you own it, you've got a far greater chance of not repeating it.
Well, you'd certainly hope so, wouldn't
You'd
you?
hope so.
Yeah, I mean, and that also applies to this station. There's like setting this up at the moment.
Yeah.
It's a lot of experimentation. Is that working over here, or do we put it over there?
Yeah.
And if you can't sit there and go, no, that sucks there,
That's right.
and go, I made a bad decision, now I can change it.
That's right.
And that's the metaphor for life.
So
Until you go, oh, I put that mixing desk in the wrong spot,
Yep.
that's not going to work there. Until you can admit you made that mistake, you're not going to.
We're not going to get perfect every time.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, I could have gone, and that's a really good thought too, as far as sometimes in life, we wait till everything's perfect before we go and do it.
Oh,
right?
it never happens.
No, it doesn't. You put it off and off and off and off. And it could be that book that you're writing. Who knows, right? You're waiting for it to be absolutely perfect. Now, here we are. Okay. We've set up, these are not our normal cameras. They're not as good as our normal cameras. They're a bit slow. We're all going to carry on using different microphones. Why? Because the show must go on, mate.
Absolutely.
And I think that the content and the conversations and the conversations we might start or the thoughts that we might inspire are more important than having the audio perfect and the picture perfect.
Yeah.
The content's far more important.
Absolutely. And you've got to get that message out there.
Yeah. And it doesn't need to be polished, mate.
And sometimes you might edit out the nugget of gold that changes someone's life. You don't know.
It's very true. Very true. Well, I just don't edit. That's easy. Okay. I say it's about I don't like censorship. I'm just lazy. No. I just think that everybody's got a right to be heard. And sometimes, you're absolutely right. If you over polish something, that you tend to lose the beauty of it, don't you? Yeah.
And that's why, I mean, I've done it a few times. I'll be doing a show and I'll sort of forget something or whatever.
Yep.
But it's okay. I want people to know it's okay to be real. Because if we can't accept our mistakes, can't expect people watching this or listening to this to accept theirs.
So true. So true.
Show them it's easy. I made a mistake. There you go.
And it's human. It's absolutely human to make the mistakes.
Yeah. And if you don't make a mistake, you're not going to learn.
Yeah. Well, look, another station I used to work for years and years ago, that's edit and clean everything up, and it was all tidy and tidy. No, it sounded so fake because it was so fake. Yeah. I would rather warts and all. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I consider myself a perfectionist without the ability to create perfection, right?
Yeah.
So you give it a go.
Yeah, but what is perfection anyway?
Don't know. Just take a good swing.
Give it your best shot.
That's right. That's right. Shall we finish, my friend?
We're that time now, is it?
Oh, we're getting there. We're absolutely getting there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're wrapping up. We've looked at where Edge came from. We looked at where we currently are in this wonderful new building. And we're looking at where we want to go in the future. At some point, you're going to have to hand this over.
Correct.
All right. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be stepping away.
I just saw he just said, I'm pushing you out, Aaron. That's what I heard.
That's it. Tuesday. No. It's one of those things where
I can't wait.
What do they call it? Legacy, not legacy building. It's that you basically set it. That's the one, the ascension plan. I knew it was there somewhere. And it's one of those things where it's not that you necessarily want to step away. It's if something happens, you get laid up with a broken leg, the machine can still function without you.
Yeah.
And again, I want to plug this because this basically grows mainly from volunteers. I'm not getting paid. I do this because I love doing this.
Yep.
It's great fun. So what sort of things would you need for your ascension plan where you know it's in good hands.
Absolutely. I mean, okay, obviously you need people with good management skills who are good managing people, and that's what it comes down to. I do apologise. It's the same people who keep ringing, and my phone will apparently not go silent. But never mind. Okay, who do we need? Look, we need a music director. Okay, the person who is in charge of keeping the sound of the station working really well. When I say the sound, the style of music. What works with other genres, all that kind of carry. So one to do is that. Obviously, in the sales department, people need to look after the management side of managing volunteers and making sure everybody has their roles. Training, training is a very big part of it. So all of those sorts of things need to come together. Everybody brings a different skill set. So look, as much as there we go. Now, having said that, messages have just come through with one of the gentlemen who keeps ringing constantly. There we go. He's just put a message. Apparently, the mics sound amazing. So that's great to hear.
Oh, nice.
And there we go. And the
Thanks
next
for the feedback
is we need the shaved monkey. Now that could be my exit strategy. Okay, just walk out the door and let the shaved monkey look after things. No, we can't do that. No, I will one day, step forward or steps rather back, further out of the game, and that's great. That's fine. But I do this for the passion and the love of it myself. Yeah. So I don't really.
But that's where you're not committed, where you can't step back. It's no, I want to step in and do it for a while. Then I can step back and step in, and you can go out there and promote and be the face or whatever.
That's it. And people were, wanted to come on in and, as I say, do the programming, okay, and actually organise the order of the music and what music we play. And that's a great thing. If you want to bring shows along, you get the scheduling of the shows, because we do replays as well. So the replays of the shows. There's a lot behind this. There's a lot behind the scenes that takes place. This is it's not a 5 minute.
Oh, I know. I've helped you out with some of them. It's just like, oh my lord.
But you get used to it, and away you go. And I mean, geez, I could be out there digging holes, mate. I can't do that. So
you don't have the hands for it. They're too soft.
They're too soft. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. So I think people who can come in and help in all those different roles, it would be fantastic.
Yep.
And bringing new shows, that's always a really positive thing, and more people to be involved. And like say, okay, even event coordinators when we do events. We've had, like Lisa's done some amazing work in the past in organising events for us, but you can't put all the pressure on one person.
Exactly.
So, and you've done some amazing work in that exact same role as well, mate. So, if everybody does their bit, it's not so sort of dependent on one person.
Yeah, and it's satisfying. How long have we got?
Oh, mate, look, 3 minutes. How's that sound?
3 minutes. Okay, so that gives us enough time to wind up. Okay, so we've given you a bit of a rundown of Edge and where we're going. If you do have something you want to contribute, please contact this wonderful gent and get involved, because it is satisfying. It's fun. It's enjoyable. I don't think I've ever come to this station and gone home going, God, I wish I hadn't gone.
No.
Always go home going, God, I can't wait till next week.
How good's that, right?
Yeah, whether it was my music show or the relationship show or the Talkie Talkie show, or they're all just good fun. I wish I could do more shows.
Well, I had a lovely comment from one of our pilots. We've got a show, Come Fly With Me. And
good show.
A great show, good fun. And Randall said to me, this is my happy time of the week. This is where I come for fun.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You can be totally free. Say what you want, do what you want.
Yeah. Oh, and there's opportunities too. Like, apart from the learning all this stuff, I mean, I got to fly a plane. I mean, come on.
Yes, I remember that.
So there's opportunities here, to do cool stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I love meeting new people. I love hearing new stories. And the more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned.
And also, if you wanted to come on as a guest and promote your business or whatever it is you do, feel free to come on to my show or contact Aaron for advertising.
Yeah.
No, I'd love to have a guest on. I love exploring, as we've discussed, relationships and all of this sort of thing. So life's far too interesting to not talk about all of it.
Yeah. Don't be a spectator in your own life. Get out there, and try
so if you want to be on the show, the Talkie Talkie Show @gmail.com.
Love it. All right. Thank you very much, mate. Give it the tag, say goodbye, and then I'll press the button.
Thank you very much for joining us, folks. I'll see you next Tuesday. It'll be just myself. And then the following week, I have a guest. So join me next Tuesday. And you can listen to the replay on Sunday from 10 till 11, I think it is.
Sounds about right. Okay, sounds good
I
to me.
think.
Normally
Anyway.
it's on a whiteboard over there. It's not at the moment. There we go. We've got to get a new whiteboard. Yeah, thanks for, mate. Well, thank you for coming in and asking me these questions. and stuff.
Brilliant
Really
having you
appreciate it.
on.
All right.
Absolute
Time to get out of
pleasure.
here. It's Edge Radio Australia.